But shifting focus to what's happening in the auto sector, because of course it's been one of the best performing index so far. It's sitting very close to the record high levels. But what we want to decode today is how the two-wheeler space is actually panning out, and which are the stocks which are likely to be favored by analysts and likely to see a lot more launches versus the others. Let's go across to Srishti to try and decode all of that.
Well, yes, absolutely. Nifty Auto Index sitting very near to its life high levels. But amongst that, the two-wheeler segment has been an underperformer. But what are the reasons? And going ahead with the recovery in the auto space, are the companies expected to perform well? And amongst that, which one? Let's try to find that answer. Firstly, have a look onto the two-wheeler sales story for the Q-on-Q growth where in the quarter gone by, that is Q4 FY23. And what does that story tells you is that all these companies have actually outperformed the street expectations. We have seen a gradual pickup onto coming into the margins of the company as well as onto the revenue growth front as well. But amongst that, Hero MotoCorp has been an outperformer, showing a margin uptick of around 250 basis points on a sequential basis, wherein in comparison to the rest of the companies, they have showed a volume improvement of 2%. But that's not enough, because going ahead, if we talk about the stock price, what they are currently trading at, and in comparison to their life high levels, Hero MotoCorp has been the key underperformer, down 32% from its all-time high levels, and that definitely on the back of some reasoning. So let's try to find out that. The factors at play for Hero MotoCorp is the loss of the market share and the weak show in the scooters. But going ahead, what the company is banking upon is the maximum launches in FY24, and the pickup in the rural sales is something that the analysts are positive on. Coming to TVS Motors now, if we talk about the next company, let's talk about the next company on TVS Motors. Sitting near its life high levels, success of the EV, good scooter business, as well as the E3-wheeler launch and E2-wheelers international launch is what the company is looking at. Moving on to Bajaj Auto now, very near to its life high levels. Exports has been the key drag, but going ahead, the company is hoping for some improvement over there. And even Eicher Motors, the market leader in over 250cc segment, as well as going ahead, EV is something that the company is looking out at. But now let's talk about the valuations, because where a Nifty Auto Index 1 year forward is trading near to that 21 odd multiple. If we look at the comparison, then Hero MotoCorp is definitely trading at very cheaper valuation in comparison to that, wherein if we talk about TVS Motors as well as Eicher Motors, they have currently higher valuation, and going ahead, Hero MotoCorp, TVS Motors 1 year forward is looking at a lower valuation. So this story tells you that Hero MotoCorp is actually undervalued, and TVS Motors as well as Bajaj Auto are looking at are sitting at their higher levels. And lastly, just have a look at the consensus 1 year forward price, that what the analysts are looking at. Then Hero MotoCorp as well as Eicher Motors are something that they can seeing that they can give a return of 6 to 7%, while a muted set of return expectation from the likes of TVS Motors as well as Bajaj Auto.
Okay, so that's a 360-degree view as to how the two-wheeler space is likely to pan out. What are the launches, what are the brokerages saying, and what are the triggers going forward for all of these counters.